Season of IRC Elite. We are in season 3, believe it or not. My goodness me, it was just a dream, wasn't it, not so long ago, and now all of a sudden we are in season 3. My goodness me, we are absolutely flying, aren't we, with going through the season. This is the second season of Formula 1 2019, which means that the cars, the drivers, and the action is going to be absolutely it's going to be jam-packed, isn't it? So really looking forward to this season as well. It's going to be an absolutely splendid season. I have absolutely no doubt about that. As we're almost ready to get going, let me just quickly share the stream, and we'll be there or thereabouts. Of course, then this season we've got some new drivers. We've got returning drivers as well. We've got some promoted drivers. This is all in the field. Then we are going to have a fantastic season. Of course, I will be joined by the inflammable Dave Shaw in the not too distant future, as he is going to keep me on the straight and narrow as well. It's going to have some decorum in this commentary box, which to be honest is exactly what is needed, isn't it? We have got 10 minutes before we go green in Australia for the first round of this what is going to be an absolutely barnstorming of a season. I'm really looking forward to this. This is I am proper buzzing, which is an unusual thing to say, isn't it? Really looking good. Really looking forward to this as well. As we are going to take you through the runners and riders of this season. Because I tell you what, the caliber in this field is absolutely outstanding. Dave is going to go through it in a bit more detail as well. When he jumps into the party, of course, he is the master of ceremony, isn't he? And he is just getting us on the straight and narrow. And whilst he's doing that, I'm going to quickly take you through then the drivers of season 3, which is brilliant. I got to say, also a big shout out to Dave and Matt, who have done a fantastic job on the IRC website. I suggest you go and visit it. It is www.ircf1esports.com. It is a brilliant website. I got to say, that is absolutely superb, isn't it? I love it, and I'm really looking. It's going to be excellent stuff indeed. As I've just broken my phone, which is absolutely great, isn't it? So start as you mean to go on, isn't it? I really should be sharing the stream as well. Let me quickly go through the runners and riders then a bit quick, and then I'll invite Dave into the session then. So let's quickly go through it. Then, of course, we have the Mercedes team of. I got to say, the Mercedes team have got an incredible team this season, haven't they? Of course, they have Jonathan Cox and Jacob, and my goodness me, both those two last year in qualifying was absolutely outstanding. They had. I think they had in total 14 pole positions between them. So this season, and we're expecting them to be absolutely qualifying kings this season. Of course, Jonathan, they're making a step up from IRC Super to Elite, and he had a couple of races last season, didn't he? And I'm really looking forward to what I got to say. He's mixed it quite well, didn't he? In his first race in the Elite, he did very good and finished 5th in Bahrain, didn't he? Of course, he is classed as a rookie. Car 25 for the Brit is. Jacob, of course, will be alongside him again at 7 pole positions last season. He was absolutely outstanding last season, wasn't he? He's had 3 wins, 3 podiums, and his second, and he had 128 points in his second season. Absolutely outstanding, wasn't it? Going to the the Ferrari team now, and I got to say, Ferrari got a great lineup this season, hasn't they? Of course, Balco returning after a season out, isn't he? He'll be car 10, the Mexican driver, and of course then we're looking to see what he can do then in the beautiful red Ferrari. I got to say, I was having just a quick look in the chat last night, and Lucas does look pretty good in the red Ferrari, doesn't he? And he's also had a great season last season, didn't he, Lucas? He was incredible, wasn't he, Lucas was last season, and hoping to build on that this season. Brilliant stuff indeed, and I've got to say, I love the Ferrari. It looks absolutely splendid, doesn't it? As we move on to the Red Bull team now, we got Dutch Dave or TTG at Navy. Of course, he had a podium position, isn't he? And he's of course he made his debut in the second season as well. Navy Dave did. So this is so looking to see what he can build on as well. We got Samster also in the Red Bull as well, and he was win or bust last season, wasn't he? Samster, he either won or was in the war. So hopefully he can get that sorted out tonight. He's got 6 wins to his name. The Canadian driver has 11 podiums. Yeah, look, he's surely got to be in it, in with a shout of the Drivers' Championship this season. Going to Renault next, and of course in the Renault team we have the Italian stallion, don't we, of Crazy Power. He had an incredible season last season, didn't he, with the Ferrari team? Him and Vanquish, incredible stuff. And yeah, Crazy Power can hopefully build on that as well. He's had 5 career podiums, hasn't he, the Italian driver? And your winner of what is the best race you'll ever witness in esports history in the Belgian Grand Prix. 2 wins to his name, 3 podiums. The Renault driver is quickly going on to Haas now, as I've been yapping away. I've only got 6 minutes to get myself sorted. In the Haas team we have car 94. That is Nolsey, of course, the season 5 world champion for Super. Made the step up last season. Possibly wasn't maybe disappointed with that, but he's still got 30 points, which is which is definitely nothing to sneeze at, is it? Alongside him is Stam as well. Stam, of course, the Greek driver, 96, with 1 podium career to his name as well. Let's go on to the McLaren team, shall we? And in the McLaren we have Slim, a very disappointing season last season. Of course, season 1 he had 5 wins, 13 podiums as well, and Slim car 2, the young Brit, hopefully he can fare much better this season as well. And then we go to, well, this is interesting, isn't it? Deneen and Slim in the same car. That's interesting to say the least, isn't it? Deneen then, the world champion for Elite League Season 2. An incredible season for Deneen. 4 wins, 9 podiums. Absolutely outstanding stuff as well. As let's move on to the Racing Point next. And in the Racing Point we have... so I've just lost my list. That's excellent stuff, you know, live TV and all that jazz. In the Racing Point, we have Are You Racing? He's making a step up as well, isn't he, from Super to Elite this season. And he is a rookie, but again, though, in the last couple of races of last season, he looked a pretty formidable package, didn't he? And of course, we've also have Not That Bad, who is the defending, well, he is the defending champion of Super, but he'll be racing in the Elite League as well this season. Wow, that's a cracking team lineup, isn't it? Got to say, get your really getting the juices flowing there, aren't they? Let's go to the Alfa Romeo team next, and of course in the Alfa Romeo then is Lennon car 96, the Brit as well, with 1 podium to his name, and next to him is Flying Saws. Of course, he's had a win to his name, hasn't he? Flying Saws, the Greek driver, with 3 podiums to his name. Let's go on to the Toro Rosso team, shall we? This will be the last time they'll be called Toro Rosso in a Formula 1 season before going to AlphaTauri. And in it we have the inflappable Dan Murphy car full team, the Brit, who has had 1 podium to his name as well. That was a cracking drive, wasn't it? And we also have BP, of course. We had the BP Army last season, and I'm looking forward to seeing that they all come back here this season. I've got to say, it was one of the highlights of the season for me. 6 career podiums to his name as well, the Dutchman, and it's a very big season, isn't it, as well? And last but in no means least, we have the Rocket Williamson. In it is Jamie. He was a championship contender, wasn't he? He only won 1 race last season, which was back in Hungary. An incredible race that was as well, wasn't it? But that was his only win he's had. He's had 10 podiums over there. He was Mr. Consistent, wasn't he? Car 89. So can he now throw himself in the ring for championship all the way till the end of the season? And alongside him is number 15. It is Blas, of course, Super League runner-up in season 5, I think it was, with 1 podium to his name as well. So it's great to see Blas on the grid. Remember, all the drivers can be seen on the IRC F1 Esports website. So yeah, looking forward to that. Looking forward to reading more about it. It's brilliant stuff as well. Of course, a big thank you to Dave and Matt for what has produced an incredible website. There's so much content on there. It's absolutely fantastic stuff, and hopefully I'll be in the lobby in a minute. Dave, it's great for you to join us. Sorry about the long intro there. I was just wanting to go through the runners and riders. How's it going, pal?
No, you're all good. Can you hear me okay, mate?
I think yes, I can definitely. How are you doing?
Good man. Just using a new mic, just testing it out. Great to be back, Sean. Oh man, it's been 4 weeks too long.
Long old gap. Christmas done. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to everybody watching. Some for the first time. Great to see. I cannot wait for this, Sean. A brand new season. Sadly, we've lost Vanquish. He's hung up his gloves for now. He's gone. T. Sammy and New Life and Maxi have gone to the Super League. We've gained 3 very quick races, and this is going to be an absolutely wide open, unpredictable season. What do you reckon, Sean?
Before he started, I'm embarrassingly going to ask, could someone invite me to the lobby, please? but yeah, that's a good start to the season. I've got to say, I was going through those drivers just a minute ago there, Dave. One thing I did notice was the nationalities. We've got such a broad spectrum of nationalities. It's brilliant stuff. And but I'm trying to avoid the question you've asked for there, because who is favourite for this? Who's favourite for this championship? I have no idea, to be honest. I would have thrown Samster's name in the ring, the young Canadian driver, but he was win or bust last season, wasn't he? We also got Jacob there as well. He's fantastic in qualifying, isn't he? But again, in the race he did struggle. Look forward to seeing what guys like Lucas can do this season. Of course, Nosey in his second season of Elite. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what Nosey can do there. Slim, I'd like to see him get back up to the top as well. And you can never count out Deneen. He floated under the radar, didn't he, for most of the season? But the final part of the season, my goodness me, he was incredible, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many drivers who, if they can get it right, get the consistency right, are definitely going to be with a shout at the championship. It's all about consistency. It's a word used so many times, but it's never been so truer. You just get the podiums, get the points, get the podiums, just finish races. Drivers like Jacob, if he stops picking up penalties and stops hitting the wall, he's going to be a race winner a few times this season. Samster, like you said, very much a win or bust
driver. He's got to sort his consistency out. Deneen showed last
year. That consistency and a strong second half of the season for him got him up there, got him a championship. I cannot call it. You know, my favourite stat from last season is that we had 19 different pole sitters. 19 different pole sitters. That is incredible. 9 different race winners, 19 different podiums. It's going to be tough to beat this season, but it's going to have to go a long way, but it's absolutely doable.
I got to say, that's 19 pole sitters last season is incredible, isn't it? This season we've got 2 specialists, though, haven't we? We've got the Mercedes team, John Cox and Jacob. When you pulled those two out of your hat and onto your board there, I was like, my goodness me, it's going to be a Mercedes lockout, isn't it, for most of the season? Them two are incredible in qualifying.
Yeah, they absolutely are, yeah. Was it Jonathan got 8 poles last season and Jacob got 7, both the highest in the respective leagues last season. Now teammates, very much qualifying specialists. I've got a TTG Navy also as well, is very good in qualifying. He's going to be one to watch out for as well. But there's often guys who don't qualify too well that go very well in the race, the likes of Lucas. Dan Murphy's another one, and Andy, 2 drivers who don't qualify too well but are very good in the race, have a very good setups. It's going to be tough to score. Are you racing and not that bad? And Jonathan Cox, the 3 Super League drivers, they could very much be in the top 5. They're going to be fun to watch. All of these drivers, every single one of them are capable of podiums and wins.
Oh, I got to say, it's been a long old winter, hasn't it, Dave? But I'm glad that we're getting our motorsport fix here and here on the 8th of January as well. Let's just take a quick look at the Melbourne Park, the Albert Park circuit, shall we, in Melbourne. 16 turns around the air. It's been on the calendar since 1996. Well, I feel old now. I have an argument about that. Try taking turn 11 and 12 flat out. That ain't easy at all, is it? So yeah, that's going to be it's a fantastic track, isn't it, Dave? Well, I say it's a fantastic track, but a lot of drivers don't really agree with me on that one. What's your opinion on this track?
Love it. Love this track. It's a proper old school track. You know, drivers don't like it because your mistakes are punished. It's undulating, it's challenging. Okay, a little bit tough to overtake on. It's not the easiest track to overtake. You've got to have some balls to pull off some certain moves. You know, you can get the job done. Turns 1 and 2, fantastic. Make a mistake there, you're in the wall. Turn 3, so tempting to brake late as possible. But if you do, you're in the gravel. You then got the challenging turns 10 and 11. Get that wrong, you're straight in the wall. The last sector's a bit of a mission if your car's not set up quite. If you haven't got the downforce, you're going to struggle in the last sector. It's you can go 2 ways to set up. Either have a nice slippery car and good on the straights and sacrifice your downforce for the last sector, or have a good balanced car, get the traction out the corner and get yourself a good advantage going onto the straights. and make it difficult for cars to overtake you. It is expected to be a one-stop. I can see it's been a one-stop. Track position, it's tough to overtake, so track position is everything around here. This is a tough one to call in terms of setup, what way you go, what strategy you go for. This is going to be interesting.
Excellent stuff, and a lot of I got to say, when you said one stop, I'm so glad you said that, because now I don't look a bit like I don't know what I'm talking about. So that's I got to say though, one stop, is it an easy one stop around here, or is it or can we get into a two stop, or is it just one stop a no brainer?
This is the interesting thing. I think some drivers may try. I think the drivers in the top 10 will try and start on the mediums if possible. The mediums is the optional tyre. The softs are not lasting long around here. 6, 7, 8 laps, most for the softs. And then the mediums may get you to the end. Could be a gamble. Hards will definitely get you to the end. So you could go soft medium. You could go medium hards. Soft mediums or medium softs, that's a bit of a gamble. But we are open to a safety car around here. That is being quite common around Australia. The safety car, that can throw it completely in the air. But the thing is, if you want a two-stop, you're risking track position. If you come in early, because undercut is big around here, no doubt about it. Tyre wear is an issue and undercut is big. But if you pit too early and come out behind traffic, you're in trouble and it can ruin your race. So again, a bit of a gamble if you do decide to pit early and get an undercut or go for a two-stop.
Oh, excellent stuff. As we just watched Blas coming through the Brundle turn there, of course, named after Martin Brundle when he went head over heels over the back of Johnny Herbert. Of course, we're in Q1 then. It's a three-part qualifying this session is. So we got 18 minutes in the first session, 15 minutes in the second session, and 12 minutes in the third session then. I gotta say, this is probably the best qualified layout we've had over the years. Of course, we had single shot qualifying, we had the old 1 hour qualifying session with 12 laps, which was interesting to me, but not to a lot of other casual fans, when we had to listen to Martin Brundle and Murray Walker for about 30 minutes before anyone actually went out on track. As we're watching Blas there come through turn 11 and 12 now. Beautifully done there from Blas. Whilst he's on that lap, let's just quickly catch up on the chat, shall we? Whilst I've been waffling away in the beginning, then of course Dave has improved an absolutely incredible insight to what to expect here. So yeah, as I said earlier on, Dave brings a bit of decorum into this commentary box, which is definitely needed. As we're just on board as Blas, he's about to come through, and there is 3 DRS zones around around Albert Park these days. Jonathan Cox is saying good evening Sean, happy new year, excited to be here. Harry said you're early tonight. Yes, I was quite keen tonight to get this going, and I gotta say I do like to go through the drivers, which I just find it quite fun, to be fair. We got Tim saying hi peeps. Of course, Tim, a part of the Super, apart from the Super guys. Looking forward to seeing what he can do tomorrow night, which of course Super is on tomorrow night. Looking forward to that as well. But we can't get ahead of ourselves because we're still doing Elite, haven't we? We got T Sammy. Hello, T Sammy here at last. The championship begins. Let's have a great race. T Sammy then going to Super. I gotta say, I'm looking forward to see what Sammy can do, mixing it up in the Super League next tomorrow night. Of course, talking of T Sammy's car, we're on board with Blas, who is driving T Sammy's car from last season. Got Jonathan there. Our Ted Krawick's down the pit lane as Blas is banding his up, so he's not too happy about that. Jonathan there has just said dry quality and race there. And also we got the boss, Matt, saying good, awesome season ahead. Good luck, Dave and Sean. Thanks, Matt. And also we got Harry saying I had about the amazing qualifying elimination. What I hear, yeah. You know, I can't even read anymore. Goodness me, I need some glasses. Blas on a bit of adventure on that. Not that bad, it's gone already. Oh dear, what did you see anything there, Dave? I think he's probably gone off at turn 12.
I think he's gone in turn 11 and 12. I think it's claimed its third victim already. Wow, the reigning Super League champion in the wall. I'm pretty sure I just saw a Racing Point just lose it, as Jamie's done a nice little time there. I'm pretty sure I saw in the background a Racing Point heading towards the wall, and that is not the start, not that bad. Would have wanted to his Elite League debut.
No, it's not indeed. Of course, not that bad. It was almost untouchable last season. wasn't he? He was incredible last season. Remember, he did miss 3 races as well, and he still won the race with a. He still won the championship with a race to go in Brazil. We're just watching RC here in the McLaren. I think he's making his debut tonight, isn't he, Dave?
This is a complete unknown, complete debut. The only complete new driver really to the IRC joining this season. Reserve driver standing in for Slim. But I just think his first time was invalidated, as was Blaz's. So he will go round again. Reckons his pace is on par with RU Racing, which if the case, he could be finding himself in the top 10 at the very front of the grid. So weird seeing these drivers in... Oh, and he lost it in fact. So weird seeing these drivers all in different teams now. I'm trying to get my head around it. I don't think one driver has stayed in the same team they were in last season, as Blaz makes it temporary. Williams 1-2.
Looking good as well, the team is of Blaz and Jamie. I got to say, Blaz's first half of the last season was absolutely fantastic. He tailed off a bit in the second half of last season, so hopefully he can get that consistent. Here comes car 22, Lucas. I think it was I can't remember if it was Matt or you last night that was chatting about the practice session, but Lucas does look pretty good in this Ferrari, don't he? I got to say, it suits him absolutely wonderfully well, doesn't it?
Yeah, Lucas and teammate Christian Belko as well, back in the IRC after a couple of seasons out. Mighty in the Super League, hasn't played the game in over a year. Practiced last night and he looks really on the pace as well, like a duck to water, like he hasn't been away. So I'm excited to see what both Ferraris can do as Lucas puts himself in second. Nice to see Jamie back at the top of the timesheets. He fell away at the end of last season after being in a great position in the championship after getting his first win. And now he is right back at the top, as well as good luck there by RC Short as well, the Belgian driver going to second place. The times are looking close already.
Oh, they are indeed, aren't they? I got as a Navy Dave goes into pole position, well, provisional pole position moment on a 21-2. My goodness me, these times are hot, aren't they? They're already hot here in Australia. Of course, you may notice that some of the drivers do have black helmets tonight as a mark of respect for the awful fire which is going on over in Australia at the moment. It's quite scary scenes out there, but. Yeah, of course, all our thoughts and prayers go out to all the families in Australia from the IRC team here tonight. And yeah, so a nice mark of respect there. And of course, I think it's also nice as well as we are in Australia. It's a beautiful country, Australia. It's also, personally, it's one of my favourite races of the season, as a TG has gone as well. That is not good at all. We're on board with Balco and in the Ferrari then, and you'll see, look at that, on the right in the middle of the track, it's Fanos. Oh no, that's not good at all, is it?
Another victim. 2 cars now in that turn left, turns 10, 11. It's like the graveyard alley they call it. It claims its victims, and another one gone. I think we're going to see a few go in the race there as well. Not many times on the board yet, just 6 times in the first 5 minutes. I think Belko is about to record his first time now.
Yeah, it's so that means we have lost 2 drivers then. So TG and Not That Bad are gone in this session. Unfortunately, if you crash in qualifying, that is it. If you can't get back to the garage under your own steam, you're done. It's not like the good old days where they had their T cars in the pits ready to go if you ever made a mess in qualifying. So it's a bit brutal these days in Formula 1, and that's how it should be, shouldn't it? The pinnacle of motorsport, because we're watching Jonathan there coming out of turn 2 then. Here he is, the British-Italian driver in the Mercedes then. I'm looking forward to seeing the duel between Jonathan and Jacob in qualifying. Jonathan last season, car 25, he had flashes of brilliance, Jonathan did, and he has been saying about he's been practicing for most of the winter break to try and get himself up there with the elite. And I've got to say, it's no easy task, but yeah, if you put the practice in, you could do anything. Jonathan there is just coming up into turn 9 right now. So unfortunately we've lost Not That Bad, which means that he will be out of qualifying. We've got Stam and Knowlesy, who is just chilling in the pits at the moment. They're in the knockout stages as well at the moment. Of course, there's the 16th, 17th and 18th we're aiming to line up in this session. As the rest of them are going through in the Q2, and Jonathan there is looking very sturdy over turn 12 then, and now he comes into turn 13 then. Of course, there is 3 DRS zones right here, of course, on the start finish straight, in between turn 2 and 3, and in between turn 12 and 13. Does that come into play in terms of, because we were talking about the lack of overtaking at the beginning of the show, Dave, but does that come into play with strategy, or are you not really fussed on the DRS around here?
Yeah, that's a good lap time by Jonathan Cox. Absolute on a ragged edge only Q1, but he's given it full beans. The rundowns turn 3 and the downs turn to third DRS zone are your two best opportunities. Turns 1 and 2 a little bit too quick to get the car slowed down enough to have a proper go. If you've got a clear tyre advantage over someone, then yeah, DRS really does help you, but even still, it's not tricky. Even down in 10, 13, you're ready to drop into 4th gear. It's still a quick right-hander, so overtaking not tricky. You do need a clear tyre advantage or a clear pace advantage to get the overtake done around here, which is why the one is optional, and track position actually really is important. Again, like I said earlier on, you want to undercut somebody, but if you come up behind in traffic, it's ruined. You've only really got 2 overtaking zones, so you've got to really play the strategy right, which is tough because you've got the team telling you what the gaps are and when to pit, really. You've got to do it all on your own, and you've got to sense how good and how much you can get at the tyres. It's a lot down to the drive. This is more than just a straightforward overtaking. Tracks like Monza, like Belgium, the easy overtaking tracks where you know you can pit early and get the overtaking done. There's a lot more to this race, and of course safety cars as well.
And of course, talking of safety cars, and last season I think it was, the safety car really turned the race on its head, didn't it? Of course, the last 2 seasons we've had here in Elite, we've had a Ferrari one too, so I wonder if third time's going to be a charm. Well, Lucas and Balco hope it will be, so they're driving the Ferraris this season. Last season, of course, Vanquish won this race, and I thought it was an absolutely epic race. I really enjoyed last season, and that's a Mercedes there.
Some amazing overtakes last year as well. He just overtakes in places where I've never seen drivers overtake before. On the outside, I remember on karting on the quick left-right-hander, some stellar moves. It can be done, but you've got to have absolute trust in the guy that you're racing with.
Of course, indeed, Ralph. It's not just the guy doing overtake; it's also the guy you're overtaking, isn't it? As a crazy power coming up to the line now, and he's gone 5th fastest. And of course, he was the man to finish 2nd here in Melbourne last season as well. It doesn't feel that long ago at all, does it? It flies, doesn't it, doing these seasons. BP has just thrown himself up in the 2nd. And every time I see BP on track, we have to have a look at the comments, don't we? Because he has the BP army behind him. Co-Andy has just said, don't listen to Jonathan. There will be some rain at some point during this session. With I'm not sure if there's a bit of banter going on there. We've also got Jeffrey saying, good evening, guys. Good luck to everyone. We've also got Max Games there. It's time for BP. Johnny Cox going, hi, Dave. We have also got Jeffrey as well. Let's go Navy. John Cox also going. Go Greeks. Rick is going BP and getting their Navy. I love the fans of
it's
Elite.
a Dutch 2-3-4 at the moment. Sean, BP, TGG Navy, and Jamie 1. The Dutch have got themselves locked out in the top 4 at the moment. Jonathan Cox, the Italian Brit, at the top. Then a Belgian, then Italian, then Co-Andy, nicely settled in 7th place. These times are a little bit steady at the moment. I'm expecting 120s and possibly in Q3 high 119s. I think a couple of drivers will break into it. But as it stands, Nolsey and Stam, IRC Racing and Dan Murphy need to get a move on. They are on the cusp.
They do indeed. We also want to wish a huge happy birthday to Lewis Hamilton first, as he's the more important person, as it was his birthday yesterday, and also happy birthday to Stam as well. Anyway, but enough about that. Here comes Stam now coming down to turn 1. Done a 20.7 there from Stam. Nicely done indeed. Here comes the birthday boy, Dan Murphy, now coming into turn 15. Another year towards his pension, isn't it? So let's see what he can do though as he comes across the line then. DRS is available, and what is he going to do? And he has done a 21.3. Oh, nicely done there from Dan.
Wow, these times are so close.
I must say though, I think in this game, I say it every week, I'm a huge fan of Dan Murphy on this game. He was incredible when he came into Elite. Really stepped up nicely as well. Nosey is 14th at the moment in the Haas. Of course, you remember he was the champion of Super, but I think in Elite he's really struggled, doesn't he? Yours left the session. Hopefully he'll come back in not too long, because he's only done a 29.1 there, which would be well, I think in the late 90s that would have been a very good time, but unfortunately not these days. IRC Racing's gone third fastest in IRC Racing, and Jonathan Cox underlining why they have been promoted to this league. That is fantastic, isn't it, from both those drivers? Oh, I'm loving this. The 2 of the 3 guys that have been promoted have done a great job there. Unfortunately, not that bad there, is not sharing their success just yet, but points come out in the race there. Got to say, that's incredible, isn't it, Dave? How they just make the step up, and it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, their pace was good last year in the Super League, but to jump straight to the top at the times in the Elite League debuts, that's impressive. I'm expecting to go a lot quicker. Yor, thankfully, has just rejoined with 3.5 minutes to go in Q1. Looking great. I had high hopes for Yor. I'm a bit surprised by this. Of course, he was reserved over last year. Now gets his a full seat this season. Expecting a bit more from Yor, and I'm pretty sure that's going to change. And there goes Jacob with a 20.6. Now the track is ramping up, and now the times are getting quicker. And Jacob carrying on from last season with his incredible success rate of pole positions.
And he's basically, that's kind of a mic drop there, isn't it, from Jacob? Put it on pole, and now he is finished for the session. And I was going to say, actually, just before Jacob put in that lap, that he was down in 13th position, but no such worries for Jacob. He is on pole position, well, provisional pole position then for the Australian Grand Prix. Just watching Bauke there getting a bit wide, going into 13. At the moment, the track is a bit quiet out there with 2 3/4 minutes to go. Well, is Bauke going to carry on? He is indeed then. So let's stick with the Ferrari driver. He flies around the final corner. Oh, getting a bit wide there. We're on board then with Bauke. And talking of which, though, I got to say, if you want to see some brilliant onboard footage, go to the website of IRC-F1 esports.com, you right on board with Jacob. Of course, he's one of the fastest men in esports as it stands at the moment. He is incredibly fast, isn't he? I think he's in the top 5 in almost every circuit on the time trials. It's impressive stuff. And of course, he is our very own IRC driver. And he produces some incredible hot laps. So follow that on the website, and because it is really good. I would try and copy it, but when I try to copy it, I went right off in turn 1. So yep, that's enough of that. Bauke there is just coming out of getting very close to the wall there of turn 10. Then the Ferrari driver here. Let's see what he can do in intermediate 2. He has done it 3/10 of a second up there. Beautifully done then. This is the perilous turn then. Oh, look at that. As steady as you like, isn't it, for Bauke? Beautiful stuff then as he comes up into turn 13 and 14 now then. Dropping down in the 4th gear. Oh my goodness me, he's got a swapper on. He's in the wall. Oh no, Bauke is parked it in the wall, and that is not good at all then. And then there's also Renault. Renault's lap has been destroyed as well. I'm not sure who that was, to be honest.
It's your an out lap. That is a new place to bin it. That's what a shame for Belko. He will be out. He will be out on the back. That's game over for him. But as the car's doing well to avoid him, Jonathan Cox is done. Yeah, what a bizarre. Just too much curb, completely off balance for Christian Belko, and unfortunately there's only one place you're heading, that's straight in the wall. So it's down to Yor. Can Yor, who's starting his lap now, get himself out of Q3? Just any time. All he needs is what Nolsey's under threat as well, actually. So Blazzy's out, but safe. So between Nolsey and Yor. Actually, no, it's just out of Yor, because Christian Belko can't improve. So no, it's all down to Yor. Yor has to improve. Nolsey should be free whatever happens, which is good news for the English driver.
It is indeed for Nolsey as well, of course, driving the Haas this year. On board with Yor now then, so it's all or nothing. This is it then. There is no more second chances then for the Greek driver. He's 5/10 of a second up in the first sector. Well, as it stands, look at that. His best time is a 29.1 there at the moment, so he's got an awful lot of time to make up, and not even his target time. Remember, his target time is just getting in front of Bauke, who's done a 22.6 out run, and he flies through turn 10 now, sorry. And now as he comes up to the turn 11 and 12, what I got to say is the best part of the track, but my goodness me, it's a hair and scare around here, isn't it? He's 3 seconds up in the second sector. Remember, his first time wasn't exactly representative of what this man's skill is. And now as he's coming up into the final part of the circuit now, it's not many corners this one. It's only 4 corners to go, but it's quite a bit of a technical part of the track. This is going up into the slowest part of the corner now. Of course now, turn 15 there, tickling the throttle beautifully. Then this is the final corner now. Then he is pull it down, son. As RC
Whoa.
doing a good top. My goodness me, that's blown everyone out of the water. And yours got up to 7th as well. Nolsey is out of qualifying, and that is a shame there for the Brit, isn't it? Nolsey then, of course, the season 5 RC Super Champion is bit the dust already, unfortunately, and he'll be a spectator for the remaining qualifying, unfortunately. Also out is at TG, and not that bad. Didn't post a time, unfortunately. Oh my goodness me. That's Q1 done and dusted, and look at those times. Oh, this is going to be incredible, isn't it? Gotta say,
Top 14 separated by just over a second. Belko is much capable of quicker than that. So is Knowlesy. In fact, they all are. To me, that field, if they'd all done the best laps, could have been easily just separated by a second. But RC Sean, a complete unknown coming to this. Tops Q1. That's as good as a debut can go so far.
I've got to say, that is impressive, isn't it? And look at that. That just basically underlines what Dave was saying now. 700ths of a second separates RC and Jacob there. Oh my God, that's incredible, isn't it? I'm liking this. This debutant is looking very fast, isn't he? Maybe a Jacques Villeneuve of IRC here. Unfortunately, we're just taking a look at the guys that would not be taking part in Q2. Not that bad is that he didn't set a time. TG didn't set a representative time either. That is for sure. He's much quicker than that. Knowlesy out, and also Balco, who was on board from when he went into the wall. He is out of qualifying as well. A big shout out and a thank you for all of you guys that are watching here tonight, giving up your Wednesday evening to watch what is the elite racers of esports. Of course, it's all Elite Wednesday, isn't it, here tonight? And you can see why by look at those times as well. Now we're going into Q2 then, and Q2 is when we're going to decide on strategy and things like that. Then, of course, Dave, you've already touched on the strategy, haven't you? And you can see that we've already got tires being changed and things like that. I must say, I do love a good strategy race here. And you have mentioned it before. Do you reckon anyone would have changed their mind during the session, there, or do you think it's just nailed on? They already know what they're doing.
It's going to be interesting. Drivers like Blaz, possibly your Andy, may go with the soft tyres and go for a bit of Q3 glory. You do want to start as high up as possible. One thing's for certain: you do not want to start in that midfield. You do not want to start at the back. There is a high chance of accidents in the first lap in turns 1 and 2 and 3, and in fact the whole of the first lap is a bit of a minefield. You want to be starting nearer the front as possible, so some drivers, maybe even Dan Murphy as well, may stick on the soft tyres, may decide to get into Q3 and have a go at the top 10. I think the front runners who are expecting to be at the front are going to go with the optimal strategy and try and get through in the medium tyres. Some of them may get caught out and have to go on the soft tyres and try and get through. Q2 is always an interesting session with strategy.
It is indeed, and going back to the minefield of lap 1. Of course, remember in the real life world of Formula 1, we had some huge accidents, haven't we, in turn 1? Just think about that 2002 accident where Ralf Schumacher went over the back of Barrichello, a stereo crash, and then behind him they all just went off in sympathy.
13-car pile-up, yeah. Batten's car caught on fire. Yeah, that was a scary accident. It's turn 3 as well, can be just as deadly. So it's the Constantina effect. Drivers getting caught out, heavy fuel loads, cold brakes, cold tyres. You've got to have the utmost respect for the people in front of you, behind you and around you. Your senses are on absolute overdrive. Then you want to settle down into rhythm as soon as possible. When I'm racing, I like to be left, I like to get through the first corners and just be left alone and just try and get into your own rhythm, try and get some good lap times, look after the tyres as quick as possible. You don't want to be involved in early fighting early in the race. On board with IRC Racing, who in the Pink Panther again, he was in the Pink Panther last year in the Super League as well, so this is not new to him, this car number 9 again. I'm really excited to see what this man can do. A little bit of tail happy there. Track's not quite rubbing in. Possibly quite skinny with his wings as well. But he's out in the medium tyres. So is Jacob. So Jonathan Cox as well. And all the cars out there are on the medium tyres. As one of the Mercedes, Jacob, letting IRC Racing through. This is a tricky corner.
Oh, sorry, Dave. I was just going to mention about the track limits there, because I think Jonathan went steaming into turn 1 and 2, and he went a bit wide there. How difficult is track limits? IRC Racing's done the same thing.
Yeah, and IRC Racing's just done it. IRC Racing has to back out because he's invalidated his lap. It is easily done around here. That corner, turns 10, 11, the quick left-right hander is anomalous for it. That's why it's one of the hardest corners in the game. If you get it wrong, you're either in the wall. If you push too hard, you're going to invalidate your lap. It's literally, as a driver's described in real life, threading a string through the eye of a needle. That corner really is. You get it wrong. If you go too early, you jump it and you get a penalty or invalidate your lap. You get it too late or get on the gas too early, go over the curb, it's going to send you straight in the wall, especially when your tyres are wearing down or if you've got skinny downforce or a slippery car. So it is one of the toughest corners on the game. And Jacob also invalidated his lap.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of them invalidated that lap, but we're on board with yours. Bit of an adventure, yours first lap here as he comes across the line now, and he's done a 23.8 there for your in the Renault then. So yeah, but that was a bit of an adventure there from the Renault driver. Of everyone else, I think he's going to have to go again there. That's not ideal if you want to start the race on these tyres though, is it?
No, that's really not ideal. He may be a man who may decide to go on the softs. He's had an adventure. Looks like he's backed out of this lap. I cannot see that being enough to get into Q.
And as we're on board then with Jacob then, as I think Dave has just left the session there, and hopefully he'll come back in just a few moments time. We're on board there with Jacob at the moment, so hopefully Dave will come back in just a few moments time. I'll keep an eye on my phone to make sure I don't get any to make sure I don't get any notifications and stuff, so we can get Dave back in here as well, because we want to listen. We want to finish off what Dave was speaking about there, because I really need to, because me and everyone else wants to know what is the tricks of the trade around here, and and of course we were talking about difficult corners there. Blas there almost kissing the apex there of turn 10, and he's just flying through there as well. Yours just is second moment. Jacob has just gone fast on it, 21.7 there. He's blown him out the water. Whoa, and Blas there almost taking flight there, going over turn 12. Now coming up to turn 13 then. And the Slovenian driver there flicking it through turn 13 there, and going on to turn 14 there, and we got G-Force going Guan Murphy. So Murphy at the moment there is at full fastest. Jamie has just gone second at the moment. Got yellow flags floating in 1 and 2. As Blas there is almost pointing sideways there, and he comes across the line and goes third fast at the moment then, and Hopefully Dave can get back in just a few moments time then. It's great to have you all watching here tonight. It's absolutely fantastic. Blas retired. Cohen, he goes third fastest at the moment in the Alfa Romeo. Lucas has gone fastest on the soft compound tyre, car 22. I gotta say, I echo Dave's and Matt's thoughts. He looks great in that Ferrari, doesn't he, the Greek driver. Here comes BP then, and I hope all you fans are ready for this. Here he comes across the line now. DRS right on the money. Let's see what he can do, and he goes sixth fast at the moment in the Toro Rosso. Good time there. We've got a Mercedes driver, and I think that is Jonathan, isn't it? It is Jonathan. The British Italian is invalidated his time, and I think he's no, he hasn't invalidated his time. He's going back again. As Dave is back in the commentary box there. Unfortunately, Dave, you were cut off at your prime there. We was all interested in seeing what was going on, and then unfortunately you went quiet on us.
I can't remember what I was talking about. Connection just dropped. Someone give me another invite. I'd really appreciate it if I can get back in.
No problem. Yeah, could someone give Dave an invite, please?
Please.
Can I do it, or aren't I allowed?
Nah, don't worry about it.
Somebody who's out can invite me, or someone in the pits.
Yeah. So if anyone could please invite Dave, so that so we can get back in, that would be absolutely cracking stuff. I think he was talking about the corners, Dave, and how they are very difficult to judge in terms of like track limits, corner cuts, and things like that. I gotta say, it was very interesting stuff from us, from the viewers, and from my point of view. But it's not an easy track, is it? On paper, it looks like an easy track around the lake, but it certainly isn't, is it?
It's one of the most challenging, without a doubt. Yeah, like I said earlier on, any mistake is punished. That's because it's such an old school track.
And we're on board then with Jonathan, as I think. Hopefully Dave might just need to turn off and back on his router, and he should be, hopefully he should be back in just a few moments' time. We're just watching Jonathan there, just creeping back in the pits. We're on board Crazy Power, over the shoulder shot from the Italian driver then. We've got 2 Italians in the field tonight, haven't we? And lovely shot that is indeed then, as he's coming up into turn 13 as well. Crazy Powers, he hasn't set a time yet. We've only got 6 and 3/4 minutes to go. These guys have got to get a move on, haven't they? Are You Racing, Dan Murphy, Crazy Power, RC, Jonathan and Stam all haven't set a time mode. Crazy Power's going to go, is winding up again. Stam is already warming up. Car 96 and flying it through turn 3 then. The Brundle turn, isn't it? Before coming into the car park now as well. Flying through turn 5 there. You got to have a sturdy old car for that, don't you? Otherwise, you might be facing the wrong way as well. I think Barrichello had a big old smash there in 2003 in his Ferrari. Now he's coming up into turn 9 and 10. And of course, Bottas got this a bit wrong, didn't he? In 2014, kissed the wall and unfortunately caused himself a puncture. And because of that, it basically almost ruined his chance of his first ever podium, I think, back then. Oh, look at Stam there. He was inch perfect. That is millimeters away from getting an invalidated lap there. But Stam was on it, wasn't he? He knows exactly where to place that car. It's absolutely fantastic stuff. Flying through turn 14 then, before coming into turn 15 then, the slowest corner on the circuit there, dropping down to 55 miles an hour, accelerating away there as well. Beautiful helmet design as well. As he flies away now, Dave is back in the session, and hopefully Dave will be back in the party in a minute. And he's done a 20.8 there for Stam then, and he is on he's fast at the moment. He's not on provisional pole because we don't go for provisional pole just yet then. And as we're just watching, let me quickly, as I think Dave's back in the session, I believe. Back in the party. So Dave is back in the party, and hopefully we'll get some words of wisdom in the not too distant future. So Crazy Power goes into a 5th fastest moment alongside his teammate Yorda. Here comes Are You Racing then, and he goes 2nd fastest. Oh wow! I got to say, this man is loving this league at the moment, isn't he? I got to say, in the outings that he's had, he has done a cracking job, hasn't he? And Dave is back with us once again there, and hopefully he'll be here to talk us through the climax of Q2 going into Q3 at the moment then. So at the moment in the drop zone we have BP, we have Murphy, we have RC, and we also have Jonathan as well, who there's a bit of pressure on Jonathan at the moment, but he's accelerating away, and we should be getting going now. Got yellow flags and one, but I think it's just someone just getting out of the way at the moment. Again, I'm loving all you viewers out there. That's incredible stuff as well. Jonathan there getting very wiggly there, almost to the Bottas. There is a BP there, just get out of the way. But yeah, thank you for all you do joining us tonight. That's incredible stuff, isn't it? I have to be mildly professional now, which is a bit scary, isn't it? So we got 23 views out. That's incredible stuff. Welcome back, Dave. It's getting very tasty out there at the moment, isn't it? We've only got 3 and 3/4 minutes to go. It's kind of this is where it's no margin for error now, isn't it?
Yeah, great stuff. That 3 drivers are good on soft tyres, and they're going to force a hand of the likes of BP and the Jane in a bit of pressure as well. Some of the drivers who thought they'd get comfortably into Q3 with medium tyres have now got it all to do with the drivers that's going out on soft and laid a gauntlet down. Will that force more drivers to go on the soft tyres, I wonder?
Oh, this is absolutely fantastic. And of course that's why Dave has paid the big bucks, because I didn't even notice about the Satara compound. I was more excited about the track action, so that's why Dave's here to present the expert analysis, isn't he? Jonathan here is going to be, as yours after session, hopefully he can come back in just a few moments. Jonathan has only got 3 minutes, so he needs to kind of get a move on here, because yeah, he hasn't got long to get himself in and back up. I'm wondering if he's going to go on the soft tyres here, Dave, isn't he? Because looks like the medium shod, it's not going to work.
I'm not sure. He's going to do 1 run. That's clear for us, everybody. But track evolution, is he going to wait to the very end till the track's at its best it can be for the session and try a bang a lap in on the medium tyre? That's exactly what RC Sean has done. Blaz did his time on the hards. That's not bad. Yor is back in. Dan Murphy out on the soft tyres as well. So are they going to feel like the Jamie and the probably even Crazy Power go out on the soft tyres as well and put pressure on Jacob and Navy? This could be a fascinating final 2 minutes. We're going to get some action now.
We are indeed. Of course, it looks like the cut-off time is under a 20. It's under a 22, which I got to say, I'll be happy if I had a 22. But these guys are not happy at all, are they? And that's why they're in Elite, isn't it? BP then is just coming out of turn 10. Then I've got to say, it's a very controlled drive, isn't it? BP is. It's great to have all you BP Army along with us here tonight. Great stuff indeed. Knowles has left the session, so hopefully Knowles will come back in a second, because we, of course, remember, this is just qualifying. I do love a fast car as much as the next person, but it's all about the race, isn't it? That's what we're here for tonight, the main event. BP, of course, is just trying to get himself into Q3 as it stands, and whoa! I thought he had a bit of a squirrel on there. Great car control there from BP. He comes through the final turn now. He's got time if he wants to have another run at this, but I'm not sure if he will want to have 2 laps on those tires, but he's through into Q3 as it stands.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to be anywhere near enough, unfortunately, for BP. That's not going to be enough. Dan Murphy's out there on soft tyres, and I'm pretty sure from what we see Jonathan Cox so far and Sean, they're going to improve as somebody else. There goes Sean, RC Sean into 5th place. Great debut from the Belgian driver on the medium tyres. That should be enough. What can Dan Murphy do on those soft tyres?
I got to say, RC Sean has done an incredible job, hasn't he? He's really made me sit up and take notice, hasn't he? He's done a cracking job out there in the McLaren. He's fit like a glove here tonight. Here comes Dan then. We're on board then with the Toro Rosso driver. He's coming to intermediate 2 now, and he just flicks it in. Lovely done there. Oh, that was very close to cutting the corner, but I think that was inch perfect if he thought.
I think he'll get away with that. As a BP, yeah, he's not retired on track, but well, he's not crashed, but not the best. He's never the strongest qualifier anyway, but he was a driver who will have a fresh set of tyres for the race. Optional strategy, he did not want to start the race with soft tyres, so he will run the gamble of starting in the midfield.
Murphy has gone third fast at the moment then. That's a cracking time there from Murphy. That's also about track evolution as well, but nevertheless, that's an incredible time. Jonathan, it's all or nothing.
Cox.
So, Jonathan...
This is it. Pressure on him. Pressure on the Elite League rookie. Immense in Super League in qualifying. Really running a massive gamble here, because Jamie's on the cusp as well. Andy's gone, BP's gone, Bars has gone. Is it going to be Jonathan Cox? Is it going to be Jamie or Yor?
Oh, this is getting very spicy indeed, isn't it? Jonathan is usually one of the first men out on track, isn't he? He's usually up there, gets a time in. It's a no-nonsense driver, Jonathan is. But so this is not ideal, is it, for the British-Italian driver in the Mercedes then? I got to say, it's a
Hang on a minute, is he on softs or is he on mediums? The graphic says by his name mediums, but my screen is showing red tyres. I'm not sure what tyres he's got on.
We're just on board with him. It looks like he is on the soft tyres. Well, we hope so. We'll wait to see. Jamie's gone full fast. He's on the soft tyres. Just watching Jonathan now. It looks like he's on the soft tyres, but Codemasters do like to throw a curveball in there. Oh, he's almost on the grass there. What does he do as he comes across the line then? You can see, here he is. What is he aiming for? He is for... No, he's about his time.
He's out.
My goodness me. Wow, that is incredible. That's a big scalp, isn't it?
Well, that's a massive shock. That's wow. So, that is huge, because he's a guy who is more than capable of getting into the top 5, possibly even a run for the pole. So that's a big scalp gone. That'll be a relief to drivers like Jacob, to Stam, RU Racing, Sean, TTG Navy. Jonathan Cox, he has to start 14th to get a fresh set of tyres, but yikes. Didn't see that coming. Yor survives on the medium tyres, so we're going to have 5 drivers starting on the softs in the top 10 and 5 starting on the mediums. A lovely mix to start the race with.
That is absolutely perfect. As Knowles is back in the session now. I got to say, I had to look to make sure that I just had tea in my cup there to see Jonathan out there. That's incredible, isn't it? To see Jonathan out. Co-Andy, another won the IRC Legends, isn't he? Co-Andy is also out of Q2 as well.
Never goes too well in qualifying though, Andy. He's never been a strong qualifier, but he's a master of strategy, master of getting the racecraft right. I would not rule him out of the top 10 in the race. No way.
No, definitely not. I think one of one of the races in the back end of the last season. I think Co-Andy just came out of nowhere. I think it was I can't remember if it was America or not, but America was a funny old race as well. And exactly as Dave said, look at that: 5 on softs, 5 on medium. That is incredible, isn't it? That basically just shows that these guys are not really sure what the optimal strategy is there. It is brilliant, isn't it? A 1:20.8 was the fastest time in the second session there. Who is going to get pole position then for the first race of Season 3 of Elite then? Well, I got to say, it's finger in the air kind of time now, Dave, isn't it? Who is your tip for pole?
Whew, Jacob I thought would be a lot more further ahead than what he is, and he's not. TG Navy's hanging in there. RC Sean complete. If that's how we're saying his name, by the way, I'm presuming that's the Belgian way of saying Sean. RC, yeah, crazy power. Do you know what? If I stick Nick on the line, I'm going to say Jacob's going to nick this just.
We'd like to know what your opinions are in the comments as well. In the comments as well, really, is we've just got Kaz saying, "Come on, BP," and unfortunately, BP didn't make the cut there, but he is in the race, so don't worry about that. I know Jonathan going, "Sorry guys, I think Jonathan a bit disappointed there." But as we mentioned before, look at this queue of cars here. Wow. It's like a traffic jam on a Monday morning, isn't it? The only difference is that there's a lot more excitement to come our way, that is for sure then. As RE Racing there is straight out there and ready to get going then. So yeah, Jacob
so
then...
Are you racing RC Sean, the only two debutants, Elite League debutants, rookies in the top 10? I was hoping for a bit more than that.
It does go show the strength of a lovely shot here of the grandstand in turn 2 there, but it shows the caliber of the elite drivers, doesn't it? Because I think as we mentioned in the beginning of the show, only RC Sean was the only debutant, wasn't he? So these guys have now had a season in elite more or less, and they know how each other race them, which is going to be absolutely outstanding for season 3, isn't it? They've done
yeah, absolutely, and we've got, of course, no Samsa, no reigning champion Demi and Slim missing as well, so the reserve drivers are in, so 3 big drivers missing as well, so great chance to get some points over them, while those 3 will be returning in Bahrain.
Indeed, I got this. No disrespect for the drivers missing. I must admit, I completely forgot about them. Wow, that just shows the caliber, doesn't it, these drivers then? 10 minutes then in this session, then everyone is out on track. That is what we want to see in a Q3 session. And RC then is just getting himself built up, ready to go in car 19 in the McLaren Renault, which still doesn't sound right to me. You can see, look at them, how slow they go going into turn 15 now.
His Belgian counterpart just behind him as well. 2 Belgian drivers. We had no Belgian drivers at all last season. Now we've got 2 in the top 10 who are very much on the scene.
They are indeed, and now we're on board with RC as he is going through into turn 1 now. It wasn't how low could you go, it was how slow can you go. That was going through my head, going as he was coming around turn 15. Yep, that just shows my that just shows what goes on my head. Anyway, enough about that. Whoa, he's locked right up there in turn 3 there, but he might have got away with it there, Dave. I'm not sure if you saw that, but he might have compromised his air.
Yeah, cost him a bit of time, and that's not ideal. You cannot afford to lose any time. These times are going to be super close. I'm really surprised that in practice yesterday, some of these drivers are getting low 20s, possibly the high 119s. They've not been near it yet, but soft tyres, the engine's turned up to the max. Are we going to see some big times now?
Well, I hope so, and I'm honest, whatever times these guys for us, I think it's going to be spectacular. Here it comes RC.
Stam! Sorry, Stam absolutely kissed the wall, survived the wall of death in turns 11 and 12, got on the grass and somehow kept it out the wall. Incredible drifting.
And Crazy Power has gone fastest on a 20.4 in the Renault there, but that is quickly eclipsed there from Jacob, who's gone faster still, 0.5 of a second quicker than Crazy Power there. RE Race there is coming through the final couple of corners now. No, yet he's coming in the pits because RC has gone that second fastest moment on a 20.9. Look at that, there's a whisker between each other. Fantastic. Murphy there is just floating through. We got Navy out there, but what about Lucas? He goes full fast at the moment in the Ferrari. Here comes Murphy coming through the final turn now then, and let's see what he can do then. Yours just popped himself into second there. Incredible stuff. Murphy goes 5th fast at the moment.
Wow,
David,
times are nothing in it.
There isn't indeed, and Jacob
nothing
there
in it behind Jacob, but Sean's mistake in turn 3 was costly. He also made another mistake late on the lap as well. I think there's a lot more time to come from Sean, without a doubt. IRC Racing abandoned it. I think he invalidated it again, as so has TTG Navy. And Jamie as well, and of course Stan made that mistake, which I saw. Jamie, I think, invalidated as well. So, 6 drivers with times on the board, absolutely nothing between 2nd and 6th.
Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it? Almost half the field have invalidated their time. Shows how tricky this little track can be, can it? Jacob is on pole position at the moment. It's 4/10 of a second, but I think there is time still in it, isn't there? So it is not all over yet, is it? Jacob now slows down to the pit lane speed limiter. You just having a quick look to see what's going on in the comments there. Eric has just said top commentary again, lads. We've also got George Robert, F1 Roberts Williams, go Navy. And we've also got TJ, who's ready to get torpedoed there. I think he's a fan of Kvyat. Anyway, let's go. Here's yours coming into pits now. We've got a bit of a low on track at the moment. We've just under.
Well, we got Stam and IRC Racing literally just did pit stops to go straight back out again. They'll be eager to get this flying run done, get in the pits, and then get back out again. They need times on the board. They should have soft tyres in hand. IRC Racing did his time on them. No, he was softs in too, as was Stam. So yeah, they haven't got many softs left. So this is a big lap for both IRC Racing and Stam. Stam's a good qualifier from the second half of last season from what we saw. He could very well get in the mix as well.
Oh, this is going to be fantastic, isn't it? And of course, this is not all over, is it? IRC Racing was a cracking qualifier last year. Dave already said that Stam was impressive last season as well. And don't forget about Jamie and Navy as well. Of course, Navy, that bonsai of a lap there from him in USA, I think it was. An incredible lap.
Lap of the year. Yeah, absolutely. Jacob did one of the fastest laps in that race as you can go in the world. You know, he was up there with the very best. And TTG Navy, with no time left, absolutely just beat it. And a phenomenal pinpoint inch perfect lap from nowhere, because he wasn't really contending all the way through qualifying until that point. Stunning lap, very worthy of the quali lap of the year last season.
It really was. For it to still be living in my memory, it must have been a absolute banzai of a lap. It was brilliant. Yellow flag in sector 1. I think it's just someone there just getting out of the way. We're sticking with Stam at the moment. As you can see, then we're just gently going to the left there before flicking it into turn 11 and 12, Ben. And
that'll be invalidated. I don't think he's going to get away with that. That looked like too much curb. I know it was a difficult onboard shot, but he's still going for it, I think, so he could be all right. If he has invalidated, he'll need to pit straight away because he's running out of time. But that looked like a lot of curb taken, and I think IRC Racing's up to full speed. Yeah, he did. So he comes in the pits. What a shame. Stam under some serious pressure. IRC Racing with his black helmet. Looks like he's still going for it. So this should be the first lap, but then he's got to do as quick as he can out lap, get back in, do another out lap, and then do another flyer. What's this going to do for IRC Racing? No.
Second
place.
So well done to IRC Racing. That's a cracking lap, isn't it, from IRC Racing? He's gone against the grain at the moment, hasn't he, at the moment? So yeah, he needs to get motoring now around the track to come back into the pits. He's only got 4 minutes to go. That time is starting to get quicker and quicker now, isn't it? As you look up, it is getting ever more closer, isn't it, to time ticking down to 0. Crazy Power has had a bit of a horror show in the first sector, so we'll keep an eye on we're keeping on what Crazy Power does. And Jacob has done the same for
Jacob's cut the track, yeah. Sorry, Jacob invalidated at turn 1 and 2. Completely misses braking points, so he will either pit for a new set of softs or turn everything down and prepare his tyres to go again. Not ideal for Jacob or for Crazy Power, mind you. And everybody else just waiting for the track to rubber in. Leave it as late as possible as yours coming out, and in fact someone else going out. So here we go. We're about to get a flurry of action. 3 minutes 20 to go. Stand back out there as well. It's showtime, Sean.
Oh, it is indeed. This is what we've been waiting for as well, isn't it? We're just under just over 3 minutes to go at the moment. And as IRC Racing are just on board with him then, as he has been harvesting. He is coming back in the pits then, so he should just have enough time to get in and get back out. Possibly, but he's definitely going to be cutting a bit fine. just on board there with Jacob there as he is just cruising around. Stam is also cruising around as well. What's now? Jacob is starting to open up the lap then, so he's going out slightly earlier, and this is going to be a cracking lap. Well, let's go on board with him, shall we? This is going to be an absolute treat, isn't it? Remember, he was on board with him for the hot lap, wasn't he, on the IRC site? It was an absolute joy to watch, and let's relive it now live in person with Jacob himself, and as he's coming down into turn 3 here. And you can see that the shadows now on the track. I bet that's quite difficult, isn't it, to pick a braking point with all the shadows around, Dave, isn't it?
You're too in the zone. You don't really notice it, mate. He'll be absolutely fixed. He'll know his braking points. He's up. He's just up on his first sector time by 200ths of a second, but the shadows won't really affect him, mate.
And that's why Dave is in the commentary box, see, and that's why these guys are absolutely experts in their field, isn't it? Of course, the shadows for me, it'll just completely throw me off. So if someone took out a braking bollard, I think one time in Spain, I completely misjudged my braking point and went straight on. So yeah, I rely on the outside the track quite heavily. So Jacob there is coming up into turn 13 now then. And let's see what he can do then. Can he extend his advantage of pole position as it stands at the moment? He's got a 3/10 of a second advantage over RU Racing. It's great to see RU Racing up there. It's great to see you up there as well. It's great to see RC in there. I'm loving that. I love it. Oh my, he's drifting around the final corner. My goodness me, Colin McRae would be happy with that. It doesn't matter. He's on pole. He's done a 19.9.
Oh my god.
My goodness me. Stop it. That is incredible. Well done to Jacob there. Brilliant. He's at a 19 and he's retired from the session. And wow, that is fantastic stuff. We're just seeing who else out there.
He's checked out. It's down to everybody else for the other positions. 1:19.9. That is up there with the best. That's the time trial time. That's just incredible. Stam, can he finally record a time? The Greek driver, one of 3 Greeks in session, both times evaluated so far. Can he finally get himself up there? It's very close to everybody else. Jacob checked out at the front. Can he get himself on the front row? Down the start finishing straight. The Greek driver Stam puts himself. It's invalidated again. Has he got time to go again? What about the Renault of Yor in the background? Oh, it's crazy past like a flying lap. Yor is about to finish his lap. So here comes Yor. Can he get himself on the front row?
On board then with RC, and he has gone up to second. Great time there from RC there, and he's done a 20.3. Again, oh, but Yor's gone faster still. That's a cracking time there from Yor. Well, Jacob may have checked out there, but my goodness me, that would have given me a scare. Cracking time there for Yor. It ain't all over yet, is it? That is it though for qualifying. The checkered flag is fluttering. Let's see who is out there. Who is going to make the grade then? We got Murphy, I think, who's the farthest one forward. RC has retired from the session, but he's third. That's a cracking effort in his first qualifying session. Brilliant stuff as well. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton-esque. Here comes Murphy then. He flies around turn 14 then. Oh, getting a bit wide there, Murphy is. But I think he's doing a cracking job here today, isn't he? He's in Q3 there. It's not really the place where he normally is, but he's more of a racer, isn't he? But what is he going to do today? He's going to prove me wrong, isn't he? Let's have a look. He stays 6th fast in the end then. For the Toro Rosso. Lucas there is just out there at the moment. Here comes Stam then. Stam has been out there for quite a long time. He hasn't set a time yet. He's been struggling, but let's see what he can do. He goes 4th fastest Stam does. I got to say, that's pretty good lap on those used tyres.
Next. Crazy Pat, are you ready to put the cross line together? Crazy Pat, he was disappointed with that. I expected more. Are you racing? Stays 5th. I did well. You're in the front row, but what can TTG Navy and Jamie do? Here they come now. TTG Navy, I've not seen his lap. Can he challenge the front row? Can he challenge Jacob? Over the line he goes, and it's 4th. It's only 4th. What about Jamie, the Dutchman, the Williams? Oh, it looks like he's had a bit of a misdemeanor in the final, and so he's going to be 10th. And it's Jacob from Yor.
Wow, Jacob.
Front row.
That's a cracking front row, isn't it? And Jacob there once again showed his class in qualifying. A 19.9. That is outstanding stuff, isn't it? That really is. It's just incredible. I'm almost lost for words there. That is a brilliant time there from Jacob there. A 19.957. That is incredible, isn't it? You're on the front row.
That's by You're 20.1. That's a stellar time as well. I did not see that coming. Great effort.
That's a very good effort there from yours, isn't it? A 20.1 there. Very close to Jacob when we thought that he checked out there. Great debut there for RC. As we said, a very Lewis Hamilton-esque, maybe even Kevin Magnussen-esque as well in the McLaren there. Then we've got Navy in 4th position with Stam 5th, RU Racing 6th, Crazy Power 7th, Murphy 8th, Lucas 9th, and Jamie didn't set a time, down in 10th position in the Williams then. That was a cracking qualifying, wasn't it?
Lucas saying he crashed. Lucas saying he crashed in qualifying explains his disappointing time, because I really expected him to be a lot more further as well. Fascinating grid. As we saw last season, qualifying means absolutely nothing compared to the final race position. So don't take anything for granted for what you see in qualifying, because this is where you earn your points, and this is where the action begins.
It is indeed. It's more of a glorified practice session, isn't it? Qualified was last season. But this is where it's going to get really interesting as well. Now the drivers then outside the top 10 and just decide on what to do, and in terms of what tyres to start on, and maybe even tinkering their fuel loads as well. Perhaps, of course, there's no refueling in Formula 1 these days, but you can adjust the fuel load, can't you? Just before the race as well. Remember, you're part firm make conditions now, so you can't tinker with the cars too much. As you can see, we've got a cracking view here of the pit lane, and of course here in Melbourne, in Albert Park, then we race around the lake, don't we? And it's an absolute perfect setting to start the Formula 1 season, and to start the 3rd season of Elite. And I wouldn't like to be anywhere else.
So it was interesting, Sean. Jacob may have done an absolute mighty qualifying time, as he did so many times last season, but has he learned to stop picking up the penalties? His penalties cost him so many races last year. He had 3 wins, 3 podiums last season. He could have had a ton more if he just sticks to the track limits. He goes too hard last season in races, pushes too hard, doesn't need to. Can he stay controlled? Can he keep it together? Stay composed, keep his head, keep the penalties down. If he does that, he should win this race.
Of course, one of the races I remember was Jacob in Russia. There was an awful lot of penalties there from the young man. We got 29 laps around Melbourne, and let's go through the grid, shall we, before they get around in a finish off their formation lap. So we got Jacob on pole position there once again, and he is an absolute crack. He's absolutely cracking at qualifying, isn't he? You're alongside that. It's row 1, both on the medium compound tyres. RC is in 3rd position with Navy in 4th position. They're on medium tyres as well. Then 5th and 6th position is Stam and RU Racing. Stam looking good, isn't he? And also RU Racing as well in 5th and 6th position, soft tyres. Crazy Power in 7th position in the Renault, medium tyres for Crazy. 8th position is Murphy with Lucas and Jamie in 9th and 10th position. That completes the top 10. BP is on the hard compound tyre there in 11th position. That's an interesting one. 12th position there for Co-Andy then on the medium tyres. Blas in 13th position, going for an attacker strategy, isn't it? You wouldn't expect anything less from the Slovenian driver there in the Williams. Then we've got Jonathan in 14th position on the hard tyres as well. He's out of position. Then we've got Balco in 15th position. Knowlesy in 16th on soft tyres. TG 17th. And not that bad on the hard tyres is at 18th position then. This is going to get very interesting indeed. 29 laps around Australia here, and it's an absolutely beautiful setting to start this Elite League Season 3. Wow.
The guys in the hard tyres will be relying on a safety car, Sean. That's an interesting strategy. They're going to be hoping for a bit of chaos at the front.
They are indeed then, and we are now waiting for the lights then. Of course, we're those 5 sets of lights that will come on. They will start the race right now, and you can see we've got a bit of a pause here, haven't we? As the tension is building from front to back here in Australia. Then, whilst we're waiting for the lights, let's just quickly check on the comments. Then, of course, we got BP is on fire. Well, he was doing really well, wasn't he? Until he did get through the Q3, and also we got Matt saying that Jacob is a star. He is a star, isn't he? Yeah, as Dave said, if he can get his penalties sorted out, he will be. He's a tough man to beat, isn't he? His single lap qualifying, it's absolutely fantastic stuff, isn't it? As you can see, we're just waiting for the lights to come on. Then, just on board, they were not that bad. Remember, he is the champion of a season of Super Season 6, isn't he? He had a Super Season last season, didn't he? In the Elite League, he isn't living up to the billing as it stands at the moment, but this is all to play for now. Everyone starts on 0. So all of last season, well, is in the history books. It is done. and we are now just waiting patiently for the lights then here in Australia.
What's going on? Someone's stuck out on the track. They've got a good old. It wouldn't be a start of the season, and it wouldn't be a good old. Oh, here we go. We're off.
We're going now, and I think it's Murphy has left the session, unfortunately. We've got 5 sets right, and we're going. Oh dear, there's all sorts going on there. And you can see that now Jacob has got a fast. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, that's Lucas. He's gone over. He has gone over. That's a terrible smash then. Oh my goodness me, that's the Ferrari. It's gone already. I don't even know what happened. Oh. Jonathan's gone. Jonathan is out of the race. There's a big smash. There's a big smash there. Yours out of the race, and also Jonathan's out of the race as well. And an awful start here in Australia. It's carnage, just like you said there, Dave. And Nosey there has gone flying through Thanos there. And now we've got Jamie who's dropping down the order as well. That's an appalling start here in Australia. Chaos all over the show at the moment then. And we're just on board then with Jamie then, as he's just gone by Nosey as he's dropped to the back of the field then. And my goodness, I don't even know how the Ferrari ended up on its upside down there. That was interesting as well. I got yellow flag and 2, and that's a big old. That's not that bad. It's gone as well. And there is.
And Belco's gone.
And it's been a very messy opening start here in Australia. And Jamie has now just got by TG. He's not in his car by looks. He's a bit of a ghost. As Murphy is also a ghost as well. It's been absolutely chaos here in the opening stint here in Australia, and BP has retired as well. Oh, that's the infamous turn 12. My goodness me, and that's a car going the wrong way. A Stammer's gone the wrong way, and a Stammer's now trying to get himself back on track. Then it's well, I think a bit of race rust is going on there at the moment, and he's really struggling, isn't he? As Jacob has set the fast lap of the race. Of course, he's the first one across the line. Andy up 7 positions already, and Knowles up 7 positions as well. Dave, could you sum that up if you can in the opening stint?
No. I don't know what that is. This is very unlike Elite League. This is very uncharacteristic. I'm not sure what has happened out there. Yeah, that was messy from the very get-go. We had a Ferrari upside down. Andy's now left the session. What's going on with the connections then? This looks.
I'm just having a quick look through what's going on. We've just got Fizzy saying the connections are awful. Balco's asking for a restart. Everyone got crashed or kicked. We also asked T. Sammy is saying restart the race. Matt
I think we can restart it with the qualifying positions. I think we're still early enough.
Yeah. So there's going to be a restart then. We'll get this going in just a few minutes then. So. Whilst that's, I gotta say, that was an incredible start to the race, wasn't it? Frightening as well to see a Ferrari upside down there of Lucas. So so we're restarting the race in just a few moments.
It's the connections because Murphy SPG got kicked. Murphy, who's the host, got kicked. There was a static car in the middle of the track which caused cars to go upside down. Andy got disconnected. There's ghost cars everywhere. Yeah. I think if Dan Murphy could set up a new lobby, we'll get this quickly restarted in the qualifying positions they qualified in.
Yeah, so of course, so everyone is listening. There will be a restart, everyone, and we'll be back. We'll be back racing again in just a few moments. Then, so there was a very odd. That was a very odd opening lap there for Elite. Remember, it's usually absolutely impeccable driving, isn't it, out there? But they weren't helped with cars jumping all over the shot there. They weren't jumping. Navy there was on the wrong sport there. That was a great show jump there from Navy. Stam is also retired from the session as well.
There's going to be a restart. The drivers are listening. There's going to be a restart. Hang fire for the invites. That was we had one. We had this race like this last year where just connections were just an absolute joke.
Yeah, it's a bit anticlimactic. So as we just quickly await for the restart and everything to get under control, of course, expect look out for an invite then from Dave, and also we'll be getting going now just a minute as Lucas has also left the session as well then. So bear with us, guys. I gotta say that was a very entertaining start, wasn't it? As Fizz just said, how difficult is it to set up a restart? Well, hopefully it shouldn't be too difficult.
Now. It's going to be. We'll be going again within the 5 minutes. The new lobby being set up, everyone will get invited straight in. set the qualifying positions. I think we'll go straight into the race and not even do a formation lap. I think we'll be getting going straight away. Although Balco's car's probably still upside down somewhere. So that was it. Luke was upside down at the start of that.
I think Lucas was upside down. So hopefully when he gets himself sorted, we'll be going. Jonathan just said terrible connection. Don't worry, Jonathan. We're getting a session set up in just a few moments' time. Dave is on the case, and we will be restarting.
Invites will be going out any second now. But yeah, good old Codemasters issues to kickstart the season. Wouldn't be the same otherwise, would it?
No, not really. I think that's why we started early, everyone. Just just so that we could.
BP has stepped to the fore and is now going to host this. So let's have better luck this time, shall we?
Yeah. So everyone, any drivers that are watching, which I got to say, thank you to everyone that's watching at the moment. 25 viewers, impressive stuff. I'm loving it, guys. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Anyone that is watching, drivers or any fans, if you can get to message to the drivers, that'd be great, because we're going to restart in a few moments' time then, and we'll be getting this race well and truly underway in just a few moments' time. So a restart after what was an incredible opening lap here, and you can see then is we're getting all the drivers there and leaving the session now. So thanks, guys. As I have also lost connection as well, but don't worry, it's all good.
I've invited you in. Mate. Just
Getting everybody else in.
No problem.
Sorry about this, guys. Good old Codemasters.
nothing we.
Really, unfortunately, it's one of those nights. Where did we have it last season? It was quite recent last season, wasn't it? We had to have a restart due to this.
I know we did in Bahrain. It was a bit messy, wasn't it? In China, we didn't even make it to the end. I don't think. I think we also had a problem in Baku as well, perhaps. Well, all I've got is a black screen at the moment, and unfortunately, all I've got is a stupid reflection of myself, which is no good, really. So, might have to bear with me a minute, guys. I know it's on the stream. You can actually still see my. You can still see a bit of the race what's going on.
It's TG got disconnected as well, isn't it? So 16 back in, so we'll be underway shortly. Hopefully. Right, so I'm just going to sort the grid out, and then we'll be underway. So give it 3 minutes or so. We'll put everybody back in the lobby, pretty much. To going again. Just waiting for Sean.
I'll be there in a second, hopefully.